Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Madison. I talk a lot about my chronic illnesses. I have chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, POTS, gastroparesis, and I just recently diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. If you're here, you're wanting to know about my chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia diagnosis. So we're gonna have to go pretty far back. I would like to say I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue a while ago, and all of my new diagnoses are more recent, within like September of 2021. So, but I do still have fibromyalgia as far as we know, but of course, you know, it's not something that you can really test for, so it's all subjective. Anyways, this is a very cozy video that we're doing today, so grab a cup of hot tea. I have mine here, or coffee, or maybe a Diet Coke if that's your drink of choice. That's also my drink of choice. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So I want to go back to 2017. This is when I had symptoms starting up. And I was a senior in high school. I wasn't even 18 yet, and I felt tired all the time. I suddenly had some trouble sleeping. My parents were like, Madison, stay off your phone, because I was waking up. It's a little bit different now. I have insomnia now. But at the time, I could get myself to go to sleep, but I was waking up at 4 a.m. And my dad was like, stay off your phone at 4 a.m. Maybe you'll be able to go to sleep. It didn't work. But also, I would like to preface this. I ran cross country in high school. I played tennis. I did track 1 year. And I worked out a lot, and so I was a very active person. And so anyways, when in 2017, it was my second semester of my senior year, and suddenly I started feeling tired all the time. I was having sleeping issues that I was talking about, and I was having pain. So I also knew I had very bad allergies. I've been allergy tested, and I'm one of those people that like, I'm allergic to like everything except cats and dogs. So I was like, maybe it's my allergies causing me to be tired, and I'm getting this weird pain, but I do get up at workout in the morning, and I thought maybe my allergies can be causing all of this. And so I went to my allergist, and he said, yeah, allergies can cause pain. And I was like, okay, all right, sounds good. And so I just kind of accepted that. And I went to my regular doctor about the sleep problems that I was having and how tired I was. I said, I am too tired for a 17-year-old. This is not correct. And she replied with trying to get up at different times. She told me to get up at 3 in the morning. Who gets up at 3 in the morning? No one, okay? And then she told my mom that I was looking for attention and that I wasn't sick. Vicky, you're wrong. Anyways, so then I went off to college. I was still in pain. I took naps all the time. My sleep schedule was screwed up, but I was still making it. I was working once I moved home because I was having severe like mental breakdowns at college. Like my second semester. My first semester I was fine. Second semester I was not okay. And so I came home and I was just working, deciding what I wanted to do, because I wasn't sure. I thought I was going to transfer to a different school. But anyways, it was getting worse, the pain was getting worse, and was having GI issues and all this stuff. So my story is a little bit different maybe from other people, because originally they weren't even looking for the chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. I just accepted that I was going to have pain from allergies. So anyways, in 2019, I went to the GI doctor. I was having severe GI issues, and I've always had problems with my GI. And they just told me it was reflux all the time. So I was like, look, like I'm nauseous all the time. And this really doesn't have to do with the fibromyalgia part, but I just want to like preface this of how I'm sorry, just bear with me. So then I went to my GI doctor, and I had 80% inefficient swallows, which is not normal. So she sent me to the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville. And I went to the GI in Jacksonville, and I told her, I said, hey, I'm having all these issues. I'm tired all the time. My joints hurt, my muscles hurt. If somebody pokes me, it hurts. And she was like, okay, well, that doesn't have anything to do with GI. And I was like, okay. So, but just keep in mind here that I have now been dealing with pain and fatigue for 2 years. And at this point, I was working basically 2 jobs at the same place, and they were very physical. I was a hostess busser, and food runner, and I also was a pool attendant and a beach attendant, which means I was dragging beach chairs in the 100 degrees heat for guests. So she sent me to the Internalist, and I would like to preface this. They did do blood work. I had something come up a little weird about lupus, and they retested me, and it didn't come back for anything for lupus. It was weird. And they did do a bunch of blood work, and everything came back normal. But the thing about blood work is, if you have, say, like rheumatoid arthritis, if it's not bad enough, it might not show up on your blood work yet, and you can't have it. So to me, the blood work just really isn't that reliable. But that's all they basically tested me for. And I went and saw an internalist, and I told him all the problems that I was having. I said I'm tired constantly, but not just like, oh, I'm tired, like exhausted, can't move out of bed, my limbs were hurt. If you would like me to go into all the symptoms that I had to get to this point, I would love to do that for y'all, but I'm gonna kind of like leave that out because I feel like this would make this video super long. I'm trying to keep it kind of short because I don't really like long videos. I talked to him, and I told him everything that was going on, and he did a physical assessment on me, but they did not test me for anything else besides like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. He did the pressure point test, which or not pressure point, but like pain point test, and basically there's like 6 points, and if they're painful to you, then you have fibromyalgia. I think I had most of them. And so anyways, he was like, okay, well, you have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, even though we're not gonna do any other test. And that's what they diagnosed me with. And I accepted that diagnosis. I was like, okay. I mean, I like looked at the symptoms and I was like, yeah, I got a lot, so whatever. And he then sent me to, went to Mayo Clinic, and they had a fibromyalgia chronic fatigue seminar, and I went to that, and they basically said, these are a couple things that you can do, and they weren't very realistic for somebody who was working like 40 to 50 hours a week and trying to maintain some like regular lifestyle, especially when I was going back to college and stuff. But anyways, it really wasn't helpful. I will say, I feel like it was more helpful if you brought somebody with you, like a parent or a spouse, that they really could understand what you were going through. I didn't bring anybody with me though. I went by myself. Then I fell into a deep depression after that because they basically told me I was going to be like this for the rest of my life. And that was a really hard pill to swallow. You know, it is what it is. And went to that. It was like a 2-day seminar, but it was neat to get to talk to other people who are going through the same thing as me, because I don't know anybody else who has chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia outside of like my internet friends who I love, but people like in my like realm of people here where I live. So it was good to connect with people like that. But anyways, I went back to normal life, doing my best, tired all the time. I did end up going to a primary care doctor, and I told her what was going on, and she said, yeah, that probably might be it. And she did try gabapentin. Did not work for me. I did not feel a difference, but that is the only thing medicine-wise that I've tried. So anyways, to kind of wrap things up, I mean, this is not a long story. I feel like it feels so long in my life because it did take years. I mean, we're in 2022 now that I'm making this, and I started this journey in 2017, and it took 2 years to just get diagnosed, and multiple people telling me that I just had anxiety, that I wanted attention, that I should see a therapist, which really made me struggle with my mental health because I knew something was wrong, but then I was like, maybe I am crazy. But here's the thing. If you are going through this, whether you have a diagnosis, if you don't have a diagnosis, you're not crazy. The pain you feel is real. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I have seen like the illness fakers Reddit or the hate comments that you get, and it's just not okay. Nobody should be invalidating you. It doesn't matter how bad you have it. If you maybe have like a less bad case or whatever, nobody should make you feel invalidated. That is why I guess like I am here to talk about my chronic illness. I talk about them all the time. I've had rude comments that people say it's my personality, but if I can just help one person, like that is what I want for my videos. But anyways, I am gonna wrap this up now. If you would like me to do the video about what my symptoms for chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia were, I would love to do that for you. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I am going to be doing other videos about my chronic illnesses, like how I got diagnosed for each one. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stick around. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.